What's going on, y'all? Down South 77 here again, and this is 3 Star Draw. This is an adult collector channel where we usually talk about G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe related things, primarily focusing on G.I. Joe Classified. Today is one of those exceptionary videos, however. I'm going to be talking about something that is not anywhere near G.I. Joe related, and it's actually not Hasbro related either. I picked up some of the figures from a property that I've been wanting figures for a long time, and from what I've been able to gather, none have ever been made until these, and then more recently a few other ones. And that is, I picked up some of the McFarlane Princess Bride figures. Princess Bride is one of my favorite movies. I don't know where it would rank on my list of favorite movies. I've never made one. There's like a top three that never probably changes, and then the rest of them are kind of interchangeable. I'd say it's somewhere in the top 10 or 15. I could watch it just about any time. Just about any time it comes on, I do watch it. But I've always wanted figures from it, and McFarlane made these in, I think, 2021. There's only been one wave of these figures, and there's a couple variants for them. Of course, there are, because they're McFarlane. In another 2 years, they'll probably re release them in a platinum box. But I don't really do McFarlane stuff. If you watch the channel, you know that. I don't really care for a lot of McFarlane's practices. So I don't pick up much of the stuff. I'm not a huge DC fan, but he does have a lot of properties that I like, and some of his original stuff, like some of the Spawn. It's cool. I mean, it looks great. It just, you're McFarlane or you're not McFarlane, and I'm generally not McFarlane, but he's the only one that's made any articulated Princess Bride figures. I was looking on the BBTS sale that they've been having on the daily sales a couple of weeks ago, and I saw Fezzik. I saw Andre the Giant figure, and they had that mug for like $10.50. It's a 10-inch figure. It's a giant figure, and it's Andre the Giant. So Princess Bride's not a property that, like, I don't think kids would really be into. Obviously, these are aimed at older people. It doesn't have any magic or any superheroes or any demon dudes or anything like that. It's pretty much all people, but there was a giant. So I'm gonna get these guys out. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the ones that I picked up. I did not pick up any of the variants of them, although I do want them. The variants were surprisingly a little bit cheaper. A couple of days before I found this Fezzik on the BBTS store, I was in Ross looking around, as one does, looking at the disaster zone that Ross's toy aisle are. Most of the time, I see it's other toy collectors that go in and organize it because they're trying to look for stuff, so they just put it in order while they're in there. But anyway, I was in there and I saw Buttercup, and that's what made me completely remember this line from when I first saw it was announced, and I almost bought her. I was like, of all the figures that they made out of the main characters of the movie, why's Buttercup got to be here? Even if they'd had Fezzik for $10, I'd have bought Fezzik. If they'd had any of the other figures, I'd have bought them. But I left Buttercup. Not that I don't like Buttercup, but I mean, come on, it's Buttercup. So I left her, and then I bought the Fezzik. Like, well, now I got to go back and get Buttercup. So I did, and I got on there, and BBTS actually has some of the other figures pretty reasonable. So do other places. I'm not trying to push BBTS. That's just where I found the best prices on these. Amazon's got some good prices on them too, but I just got them all at once. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and show you who I picked up here. Of course, I picked up the Dread Pirate Roberts. Of course, I picked him up, Wesley, and I picked him up in the black. There is a bloodied unmasked version that I also really like, but I picked this one up because I want them to match, because the bloodied version of the next one I picked up was a little more expensive, so I just went ahead and picked up the regular versions of them, and that is Inigo Montoya. There is Inigo's package. And here is Buttercup. And this is the Buttercup in the wedding dress. The other one is the red dress. So there's the Ross sticker. Picked her up for $4.99. I didn't get the other ones. Didn't cost me a whole lot more than that. Honestly, ordering them online. So here is the one that made me go ahead and start it all. As I said, here is Fezzik. Here's Andre. People bag on this face sculpt on him, I know, but I don't think we've ever seen a decent Andre the Giant face sculpt. I don't know. I don't really collect wrestling, but the ones that I've seen, and Andre is one of the ones that I would like to have some of the wrestling figures from. There's only a few that I really would like. Andre is one of them. So, of course, and then last, we've got my boy. There he is. Vizzini. Comes with his two goblets. I don't know if there's any iocane powder in there or not. We're gonna find out. There he is, man. That just, can you not hear that picture? Can you not hear it? I can hear it. So I'm gonna go. What I'm gonna do is go ahead. I'm gonna slice these guys open and I'm gonna pop them out of the package because I think they're in there with twist ties and plastic, and it's gonna be loud and it's annoying. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get them out and set them out, and then we'll take a look at them one by one. All right, got them all out. Boy, you guys are welcome because, dude, it's taken me like 15 minutes to get these four figures out of the packaging. I will tell you one thing, nobody is figure swapping McFarlane stuff. Anybody tries to open them things could hear them open at McFarlane headquarters. My lord, are they in those packages well? And they have the plastic zip ties that we hate coming with their Joes. Yeah, these are all held in there by those plastic ties. Um, yeah, that was a chore, and you guys know how much I hate hearing that plastic. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. Here we have the Dread Pirate Roberts, played by played by Wesley. I almost said played by Wesley. Played by Cary Elwes, and it is West Lee is his actual name in the movie. I always remember thinking that it was Wesley, but it is Westley with a T. Got his standard black attire there. Just a black figure. He's got the flowing, billowing, as they say, shirt. All of these guys are supposed to have 22 points of articulation. I guess that's standard for McFarlane. I don't know. That's about as far as he's going to get in a seated position. They do not have, yeah, they do have a torso swivel, double pinned knees. They are pre-posed. I took these guys out of the box just as they were, as I could, popping them out of that plastic. I actually had to hit Fezzik like from the back, like I was trying to do the Heimlich on Fezzik. I like to never got that figure out. So they do have the toe articulation. I know a lot of people love or hate that. Some people, I've seen a lot of people say that you can have too much articulation, and toe articulation is some of the too much. They feel pretty. They feel pretty good. They're pretty solid feeling figures. I'm having some difficulty getting him to stand there. That's not good. So the ankles are kind of the ball joints on the ankles are funny. Oh, there we go. It got him stand. Which I have that problem with Joe's too sometimes. So let's go ahead and look at the paint. Not a whole lot of paint on him. Like I said, this is the snake eyes of the McFarlane line. I do have a soft plastic there on his do-rag, his mask. This is soft plastic here. It is flexible. Now, it's scabbard for sword, non-removable. Pretty sure it's non-removable. It's on like a ball joint there. You probably could pop that off if you want. I don't know why you would want. The scabbard is a little bent, but that's from being held in those packages by the stupid flimsy ties. So he's got his as you wish hand there out. They don't have any extra hands or anything like that that come with them. They don't really come with much in the way of accessories. But these figures, these characters wouldn't have a lot of accessories. Sword is taking a page out of Classified there. Actually, these figures were probably made before classified weapons had a problem being bent, but it also has been taped in that damn plastic for however long, 3 years almost. Sword looks nice. Paint apps on it look good. Good sculpting. That's not ribbed there, but you can see the sword just fell out of my hand. See there, that does not touch. That is meant to just be a showy piece. There on the hilt. The sword looks good. I like the silver. I like the paint. Like nobody's complaining about McFarlane figures for paint and sculpting though, right? So let's see if we can get this to go in there. Maybe it'll straighten it up, even though that's kind of bent. So you can turn it sideways and pop his sword in there. Does go in all the way, but it does bend. It does bend at the hilt there, putting it in. I don't like that. Uh, the hilt guard stops it from going in, so I don't I don't see this I don't see this scabbard being completely functional very well unless you've got him like that. But otherwise, this is going to get bent. This is a tougher plastic here on the hilt guard. I don't like that. Unless you've got the blah blah, unless you've got the sword in his hand, something's gonna bend, and then when you take the sword out, it's gonna be even worse. Let's put it sword in his hand there. See how that works out. Ooh, I'm used to Joe's. Ooh, these hands. Man, that's rough right there. I'm gonna have to go get the hair dryer and bring it in here and hook it up, maybe. Oh, okay, there we go. So the sword looks good in his hand, aside from it looking like it's made out of silver spaghetti from the side there. Because this is kind of you're gonna pose Dread Pirate Roberts. This is that's how he's gonna be right there. I mean, you're gonna have him with the left hand out, holding his sword, saying "Come on." But for a shelf sitter, I mean that's what they're gonna do, right? He looks pretty good. You can get him in some poses. Single pin elbows. See, they're they're tight, but you're not gonna need to bend this hand that much. I don't think it's got much more than that. Honestly, that looks like about. Oh man. Yeah, okay. He's got a little more there. It's just tight. So you got him like he's saying, "Come on, come on. You want to play rough?" And beckoning there. So you're gonna have to play around with him. These guys do come with stands, and looks like they may need them. I don't like to do stands. I may go ahead and put these guys on their stands because they are going to go in my other room. I've got hardwood floors, and that is the room that comes with the most or has the most vibration in my house. So I do kind of like the stand. It's got the name of the movie on there. Got the Princess Bride. So they don't look bad on stands. I'm generally opposed to using them, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So let's take a look at our next one. This is how he comes out of the package. One thing I didn't, yeah, picking him up. So I'll look at the face. I didn't highlight his face very much. Uh, there is the one thing that I see a lot of people don't like about McFarlane stuff is the face sculpts on them don't look like they should. This one looks. I mean, his eyes look okay. They're not like all derpy or anything. A little bit of paint there on the right one. Uh, Carrie Elves has much blonder hair than this is, and a little texture to that there. The 5 o'clock shadow, which he did have, and it was kind of dark, but I think it stands out way too much on this. They've got the amount right, and the placement looks good. And we got one little splotch there, like maybe that's a mole we couldn't see. Um, it don't look bad, but it also don't look like Carrie Ellis to me. So let's take a look at Inigo Montoya. Inigo, one of the best characters in it, by far. The supporting characters are the better characters in this movie. This is one of those movies that the secondary characters make the movie, and the people that put in just bit appearances are really what make this movie. Everybody's got some brilliant acting, but the supporting characters are they take the cake. So Inigo looks he does look a little derpy there. Like he's looking real hard to his left, but with his right eye. So nice sculpting on the hair. Looks good. And this is the softer plastic on his vest there. Not quite as flowing of a shirt as Wesley had, but I mean that's it. The outfits and the sculpting on that stuff is spot on. That stuff looks great. Again, just same. All these guys have the same articulation. You got double pin knees there. His are a little bit better to work with than Wesley's are. He does have double pinned elbow. So you can get him into some better poses. I think with Wesley over here, it's really because they tried to capture how flowing of a shirt he had, so it really limited the articulation. I don't like it, but there's not really a whole lot they could have done, I don't think, and captured that. So take a look. He does have he has his scar there, which they got that right and got that on the right side. If you can see that, he looks good. I think he looks better. This looks like him, but man, that right eye really stands out, don't it? This does this does look a whole lot like him. His sword, of course, his sword was a whole lot finer. His father was a sword maker, and this is probably one of his fancy swords. Of course, he's going to have a fancy sword. As we know, he spent his entire life drunk after Count Rugen killed his father. Man, come on, work with me. So you can get him into some good poses. The way he fights, he's a master swordsman. You can get him there, but will he stay there? That's the question. So you can have him dueling Wesley, as they did on the cliffs of insanity. So there we go. Say it with me. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And then he promptly takes a dagger to the stomach right after he gets to say that to Count Rugen. Which we did not get with this wave. We didn't get any villains. I mean, we kind of got a villain, but we didn't get the two main villains. Like we didn't get Prince Humperdinck, and we didn't get Count Rugen, and I think those would have been two of the better selling figures. These these two, these three, and uh, Rugen and Humperdinck would have been the standout figures. Now, this actually does look quite a bit like Robin Wright Penn, I believe she was still using at the time. In the wedding outfit, this is nice, soft good on her blue dress there. She's got double jointed, double pin elbows. She does not come with any accessories unless the stand is an accessory. I think what's up with that hand? She don't have any. She don't have any accessories that she comes with. I guess they do that with all of them to make them hold something in their hand. But man, yeah, she really is the queen of. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. She's the queen of something. Um, Nice looking. This is textured here. Got this is all like raised. This is sculpted in well. Her eyes look pretty good. She's got her crown there. That's flexible. Look at that hair. Man, if there's one thing that they can get right at McFarlane, it is hair. This is like this is rock and roll hair right here. This is rock and roll classified level hair. So she's got her necklace there, her pearl necklace, I think. They deleted that scene. Even her shoes. And she's got the toe articulation as well. Let's see if we can get her to stand. I have a feeling she might be a little easier to stand. So not too bad. She seems to like, hey, I guess it's the hair hitting. I wish they'd have flipped that up a little more so the looks like she's kind of looking down. So there is a variant of her with the wearing the red dress. I do want to get the variants too, but I really want to get the variants for them more than her. So she looks pretty good overall. Actually, all things considered, she's the best looking one so far. Goes on the stand nicely. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't like to use the stands, but and I really hate to use the stands knowing that I've got the Indiana Jones figures in there, and if you've got those and you get those to stand without falling, you deserve an award. So I've got two that I cannot. I keep them. They stand for about a week and then they fall. So I think these are going to kind of be similar. I'm going to get the joints a little looser and move them around a little bit, and we'll see. But their stands for these was a good call. So let's take a look at the one that inspired me to go ahead and pick these guys up. I need to put this on my scale. I need to see what this figure weighs, and if I remember to do that, I'll put that in the video. This Andre figure is massive. Getting him at such a discount was what inspired me to go ahead and pick some of them up, because he is such a massive figure. He's single pin elbows on him, which again, he's got the big billowing, flowing shirt that was probably made out of a sail. Uh, Textured, the shirt feels like it feels like canvas. It actually feels like a sail. If you've ever felt a real sail, it's got that coating on it. That's what this feels like. Very nice sculpting on this. It's got the pants, the purple striped pants. Got the boots, and the boots are all textured, and got the wrinkles at the bottom. How quick you think Andre the Giant wore out a pair of shoes? Don't you know his shoes had to be bespoke? He had to have all that stuff custom made. Um, the hair looks great on this figure. Uh, I mean, he had that curly hair. This looks like you could do dishes with it. Does look very nice. Very nice looking on the hair. And I've seen a lot of people bag on the face. I can't even get in the way. I've got the camera. I can't even. He's taller than I've got my camera. Let's do that. So I've seen a lot of people really dislike this face sculpt. It does look like Andre, but he had such a unique face. If he was still here and we could 3D scan his face, I think they could come a lot closer than what they've been able to with some of the figures. I think it looks enough like him. I know this looks really dark. It's not as dark as it is in person. I was on a stream like 3 days after I ordered this figure, and I was watching a live stream, and I went ahead and ordered it because I'll do a video on it, man. Nobody's thought about these in forever, and damn if somebody on that live stream didn't pull this figure out and just start playing around with it. Well, so much for that. At least I know I'm not the only one that bought it. Not a bad likeness of Andre. It's not great, but I have seen worse on wrestling figures. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm happy with it. I paid $10.50 for this figure. So I'm pretty happy with it for $10.50. So this is all, he's in the garb where he fought Wesley when they all met up. He does come with the variant that I would, or have a variant that I would rather have had of him, and that is he comes pretty much, it's the same figure, I think, but he comes with the Holocaust cloak. I want the Holocaust cloak. If I can get them all cheap enough, I'm going to get all the variants for him. But I really, for this guy, I really wanted that Holocaust cloak. Cause, man, that scene where he's at the gate, that cloak. I am the dread pirate robbers. Something, something, or be destroyed. Or something like that. So he comes with the rock that he throws with deadly precision accuracy. And I tell you what, for damn rock, this thing looks like I picked it up out of my driveway. I don't think I've ever seen a more realistic looking toy rock than this. So this, of course, back when they're on the cliffs, and he's throwing the rocks, or has the rocks, and he throws one and tells Wesley, I could have killed you with that. His hands are more flexible. You can get that in there, but yeah, I think the shape, the way it's made, yeah. Got him in there holding the rock. So you can have him like he's throwing the rock. I don't know if that, yeah, that'll go a little further. It's got more. Yeah, it's got more. So you can have him where he's throwing the rock. He also comes with the peanut. Also, very nice sculpting on the peanut there. I don't know if camera will focus on it. Don't look like it. Yeah, as I drop it, and this will probably be the first thing that gets lost. He don't have anywhere to put this, so this is going to go in a bag. I'm going to bag of accessories, and I will probably just label these Princess Bride, and if I don't use the stands, they'll go in there, but the peanut's definitely going in there and going somewhere, because it's going to get lost. Man, it's tiny. This peanut is probably really out of scale for Andre, isn't it? Like, they probably, the peanut in Andre's scale would have been like the speck of dust. So he comes with the stand as well. uh, it will stabilize him. It will stabilize the figure. He will go on it and kind of give him that extra stabilization. But honestly, I guess because he's so big, he's the best balanced figure. He will not need this stand, I don't think, unless the ankles get weak. I don't think he will need the stand. But if I put one on it, I'm going to put them all on it so they match, because y'all know I've got this thing about symmetry. So if I use one stand, I've got to use them all. So let's get to this dude. Before I show him, I said these things are hard to get out. They come with this backdrop, this insert in there, but this is how they put the stands. And I'm not sure if all the McFarlanes, I think all McFarlanes come with stands. Is this how all of them are? Excuse me. Are they all on the insert like this? Because this is a pretty nice card until you try to get that stand off. Because I could not get it off. This is the only one I left on there, obviously, just so I could show it to you. It tears that picture. That's a pretty nice picture. You could actually set these guys up like that if you didn't want to use the stands. You could put them in front of it, but you're going to ruin that pretty card taking the stand off, and you're probably going to need the stand. So, kind of a waste to me. I think they could have found somewhere else to stick the stand. I think it's wide enough. They could have put it at the bottom like that. They could have put it in there somewhere in the plastic without having to tear this art up. I don't like that, but I didn't make it. So let's go ahead and take a look at Vizzini. For me, Vizzini is the star of the show of these, and also the least poseable. Looks, again, the sculpting and the detail on his tunic is fantastic. He does have the puffy, the ruffled sleeves, but he was a little more flamboyant. But I guess you never need double jointed elbows with a Sicilian. That's what I've heard said anyway. So you're gonna want him like he's doing that. Very nice. The pants are kind of basic. I mean, they're movie accurate. Boots are great. Again, nobody's complaining about the sculpting on McFarlane stuff. So let's take a look again at his face. Looks pretty good. He's probably that right eye. What is it with their right eye applying machine? At least both of them seem like they're looking at something too far off to the right. They get him right. They don't get him perfect. Reach down and grab the box there because I got them talking about the head sculpt. I got pictures of all these guys. So he looks bad. I mean, or doesn't look bad. They don't get it. I'd like to see him better, but this is Vizzini when you see him. I wish they'd have been able to nail his likeness a little more. He's my favorite character in the whole thing. Him and Indigo. Of course, I said we didn't get any bad guys. Vizzini is a bad guy. They kidnapped Buttercup, and he's got Indigo and Fezzik with him, just kind of as he's their employer, and they're kind of like rogue agents. They're just trying to get a paycheck. So of course, I did not find any iocane powder in the package. So he comes with of course, his 2 cups from the scene where he gets outsmarted by the Dread Pirate Roberts and ultimately dies. You know what that scene is. If you don't, I'm going to spoil it for you. They sit down. He challenges Dread Pirate Roberts to a battle of wits because of his superior intellect. And when Dread Pirate Roberts is not looking, he puts poison in one of the cups, or he puts poison in one of the cups. And when Dread Pirate Roberts isn't looking, he switches the cups. And that way he is going to trick Dread Pirate Roberts into drinking the poison, the iocane powder. So What he did not know is in becoming the Dread Pirate Roberts, Wesley has spent several years building up a considerable immunity to iocane powder. So either way, he was not going to die no matter which cup he drank from. Kind of just show these two, and he is shorter. I was worried he was going to be out of scale because he is a small guy, so he does scale actually pretty well with the rest of them. He was smaller than all of them, so I was kind of worried that they were not going to scale correctly and he was going to be the same size, but he's not. So they look good together as a group. I mean, it's a good looking group of figures. I wish they could have got the faces a little bit better, but that's what I hear from McFarlane. I do hope that eventually we get at least one more wave of these figures. There's 5 figures in this, so of course we need uh, Count Rugen, we need Prince Humperdinck. Who else would the other 3 be? Do you guys think? Who do y'all think they would do in the other 3? I can see Max and his wife, Billy Crystal and Carol Kane, and probably the albino from Count Rugen's torture thing, his torturer that put his rack for him. Those are the 5 I would like to see. There's some other tertiary characters you could kind of throw in there. You could throw in the lady that throws the trash at Buttercup. You could throw in a couple random members of the Brute Squad for background characters. Hell, you could throw in Grandpa and Little Boy. You could throw in Peter Falk and Fred Savage. If you're collecting all these figures, you're definitely going to get them right. I don't think they were very popular. I mentioned I've only seen them twice at a store. I saw them one time. I saw the other Buttercup and Inigo and I think Fezzik at a Books a Million. So, of course, they were all marked up like another 20%. And I wasn't going to buy them at retail anyway. I'd actually, like I said, forgotten about them until I saw him. So I'm glad I went ahead and picked them up. I'm not going to give these guys a rating. I don't have a McFarlane basis to compare them to. As far as just the figures in a line, I'm glad to get them, especially getting them downtown with the discount. Because like I said, I always wanted Princess Bride figures, and now I have some. I can put them on the shelf as a group, or I can split them up and have these 3 together. I can have them fighting. I can do a table with them sitting. There's a bunch of different ways you can put these guys up. They're very movie accurate. So if you wanted to do that, it wouldn't be hard at all. You can find a bunch of different uses for them. It's going to be getting them all in the pose, right? So there is the figures from Wave 1 of McFarlane's Princess Bride set. If you guys hadn't seen them before, that's what they look like. I may try to pick up the variants at some point. As I don't know if Vizzini, I don't know if he's got a variant or not. It stands to reason that he would, because all of the other ones do. I'll have to look into that. I don't remember while I was looking these guys up. I don't remember seeing him with a variant figure. It's something I did not check into. You will be seeing him again. He will probably be featured on the channel some more because, say it with me, if you didn't, it would be inconceivable. I got a friend named Mike that looks just like what this one actually looks like. I might take this and show it to Mike. Till next time, guys. I know this has been long. It's been silly, but that's how I do. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you tuned in and listened to all of this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, turn on them notifications if you want to. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time on